Okay, so this is Bruce, and now that we've done our Figma file with our design of our wireframes, and we've decided what we're going to use more or less as our HTML, it's time to go ahead and create that nice semantic HTML file using mobile first and responsive design principles. So I'm here in obviously the Visual Studio Code, and I've got my ET1 folder. Don't forget that your folder must be named ET1, and you should see it directly underneath your public HTML folder, right? So ET1 for Emerging Tech 1. And I've created already a new file called index.html. And that's open here. And so I just need to do exclamation point or bang and then tab, and it will give me the basic starter template for an HTML page, right? So just as a reminder, right, we've got our document type definition, and then we've got our main tags for an HTML page. So it opens and closes an HTML tag. Inside the HTML tag, we've got two other elements, a head and a body. Inside the head tag that opens on line 3 and closes on line 7, we've got some meta tags and the title tag, and we're going to be adding a link tag to our CSS before the day is out. So I definitely want to make sure I don't leave my document as just document. Since it's emerging tech, I'm going to put emerging tech 1. And since my name's Bruce, I'm going to put Bruce. And so this will show up in the tab bar at the top of a page, like over here, and because I'm using a different kind of browser, it's not actually at the top. But over here, you can see, the tabs or the titles of those pages right there. Okay. So now, sorry, I should go back here, and if we look, I'm looking for a nav with 1, 2, 3, 4 links, and then a header, and then a section. So let's go ahead and do those things now, right? So since my nav is going at the top, I'm going to put this at the top, and I'm going to make some links to my other pages. I think I've got 3 or 4, so I'm going to go times 3. And then we can always add a fourth one later. And then I don't like the way these are formatted, so I'm going to option click here, here, and here to do a multi-line edit, and then hit enter to be able to move them down. And then this is a little bit better for me. I'm also going to flip over to 2 spaces. I'm not sure why it decided 4 would be a good one. And then just a little easier for us to see. And in fact, I will actually make this slightly bigger to make it easier for you to see as well. So we've got our nav, and then I said what I'd like to do is go to my home page. So I can just put a slash, and then that should take me to my home page, or just back up to there. So or back up to public HTML, or I can just go ... slash, and that'll take me up 1 level to, right, in this case, back to public _ HTML. And I'm going to just put Bruce because that's my, my root or my home page. After that, we said we'd go to Web 1. Well, I don't have a Web 1, but I'm going to go up and then Web 1. And so I can put Web 1. And then I guess the other one was photo, so I'm going to go up a folder. And again, I don't have a PC 1, but like for photo and cinema 1, but you do. And so photo 1, and then just to be, if I wanted to be consistent with the other pages, I can add another one. So A, and then right / just means stay right here in this folder, and this will be emerging tech 1. So now we can see we've got our nav. And if I go back and consult here, the next thing I've got is an H1 and an H3, and those are inside a header, right? So the element I'm looking for is header, and inside that I'm going to put an H1, and then alongside, not inside the H1, but alongside it, I'm going to put the H3. And then we said emerging tech 1 would be the title of the page. And then I'm going to put my name again, just so it's easy to be able to know which page we're on when we're consulting other students' pages or when I'm looking over your work. And we'll worry about adding an image and stuff here later if we want. Let's keep on going, creating our HTML. So it's always a good idea to have a section dividing, sections. Or if you prefer, you can use articles. Articles and sections kind of come out to the same thing. So I'm going to add a section. Inside that section, I'm going to add an H2. And then I'm also going to add a nav inside there, and with at least 3 links, so times 3. And then we can go in here, and this would be project 1, 3D printing. And again, we've got the same problem where it doesn't prettify it, so we'll just do it like this. So option clicking and then hitting enter, and then obviously hitting enter here. And so this will be exercise 1.1 homepage. And that's actually this page, so we don't even have to worry about it. And if we wanted to, I could do something like this page, because that's what it is. And then the second one will be the keychain. So I'm going to put keychain.html, and we'll do that another day, or it's similar to this anyway. And I could go ahead and I could make that file right away, just so that we can see it. So I'm right clicking on ET1, doing new file, keychain.html. If I wanted to, I could put like 1.3 or something like that. But I think we're good. Good just like this. But if I wanted to, it's probably best to do something like exercise 1.3, and then 1.3. And I'm never sure about using points in file names, but yeah. So actually, let's rename that 1_3. Using our snake case, if you remember from our last thing. And we'll just put a quick little something here. And so this will be H1 keychain, just so we have something there. So now I can go EX, yeah, and then you can see it comes up, and this will be 1.2 keychain. And this will be 1.3 fix it, right, where we're doing the repair or something handy exercise there. And we would do, let's follow the same thing. So exercise 1. This is 3 actually. Fix it.html, and the keychain would be 1.2. And I'll just rename this to 1.2 or 1_2. That is confusing. I should redo that again, but I'm not going to. After that, we can also put in an image if we want, or something along those lines for this. But then we've got another. So I'm going to put right, but this is kind of separate, right, than these. So we've got the exercises, and then we've got the actual project. So I'm going to put the project here, and then it'll be something like project 1, 3D print .html, and then project 1 3D printing. Something along those lines. So if we go ahead and look at the web page, right, and so I'm going to go into ET1. Oh no. So from here, I'm going to go into ET1, right? And then we can see the basic HTML. If I right click and open that up, let me just zoom in here a bit for you guys. We can see that we've got a good HTML structure using semantic tags. So body, and then inside our body, we've got a nav, a header, and a section. Inside the nav, we've got 4 links, so these 4 links here. Inside the header, we've got an H1 and an H3, and I'll put an image there eventually. And then inside the section, we've got an H2 and another nav with the exercises. Then we've got a paragraph with that, and then we'll be putting in some images now. Okay. So that should be good for that for now. Let's just go take a quick look back at the wireframe. I need to add the footer. So we're going to go ahead and add the footer now. Obviously, these sections, right? If I wanted to have a section for project 2 and a section for project 3, etc., I can just copy and paste, and then should have some good consistent formatting. So we said footer, and we're going to put a nav. We don't actually have to put a nav here, but whatever, we're going to nav. And then we're going to go A times 3. And then we said, I'm just option clicking again. And we said we're going to go to, I guess, ET or ET1. So this is my page. And so let me just go to my page for emerging tech. So I can just copy, once I'm on the page, I can copy and paste it there. And because this isn't, I know it's my site, but for you, it won't be your site. I'm going to put target blank, so it opens up in a new tab. After that, we said we would put, the link to the Helvetica server. So I'm going to do the same thing. 582 Helvetica. So I'm going to copy that, paste this in here. And in my original design, I actually had this one before. So we'll put it before. That looks good. And then the third link was, I don't know, something else. I don't know. We can put Omnibox. Or actually, let's put the calendar. And it's interesting because the Vanya calendar has actually changed locations. It is no longer where it used to be. So I'm going to come over here and search for calendar. I'm going to need to update all of these later. No results. If I look for pages, there we go. Kind of weird, but whatever. So I can copy this. Calendar hasn't changed, but its location has changed with the new website. And then we'll do the target. Let me just do Option Zs to have the things wrap. And we'll do that target blank again. So it opens up in a new frame. So now we can see if we refresh this. Now we can see we've added the footer, and you can see we've got those 3 links in the footer there. Okay, so let's add some images. First thing so I've got some of my images here, some screenshots that I'm going to be using, and I've got some in downloads. How come they didn't come in? The other ones. Let me see. I will send the other ones again. And hopefully they will come in here or somewhere like that. Okay. Oh, there they are. So I'm going to open up Lightroom so that we can resize them. And I'm going to, let's see if this works, just drag these into Lightroom. No. Maybe it's going to work. Maybe it's not. So I'm just going to bring these 2 in to Lightroom. And then, all right, so we can see those there. And then I'm also going to bring in these 3. Okay. So you can see I've got my images here. I'm going to just rotate this one. So open up Develop and rotate it. And I'm going to crop in a little bit. Oh, I just want this actually. Shoop. There. So I'll crop in a little bit. And then we've got these. And so I'm going to take these 4 and I'm going to, I mean, obviously this isn't a pumpkin, but I haven't printed it yet. And obviously this isn't a pumpkin. Actually, I'll just bring this one in as well. Choom. For just a different view. Okay. And then, right, normally I maybe go in and I do some editing and do some auto things and stuff like that, but we don't have to for these. Actually, I'll do it here. So auto, boom. It's a bit too much, but auto, boom. That's a little bit better. Let me just bring down the exposure on this just a touch. There we go. Okay, so I've got these photos that I want to bring in, but right now they're way too big. So if we look at these ones, we can see they are 2200 by 4000. It's like twice the size of a screen. And that's despite the fact that I cropped it. And this one's also 2400 by 1600. So let's export these. File, export. And so I'm going to give it a name. So it's custom name plus the original file number. So my custom name is going to be HTML demo. And I'm going to make sure that I resize them to be at most 1600 pixels. Actually, 1200 pixels would probably be enough, but 1600 pixels would take up almost the whole screen. So if somebody wanted to zoom in. So I'm going to click export, and now I can say where I want to export them. So I'm going to go into my page. So ET1, images, and I'm going to export them there. So we can see, right, they've already exported HTML demo. Oh, look at that. They all got the same number. That's funny. Oh, I guess because these were, I don't know what they were. But we can figure that out. And maybe I should rename them just pumpkin and stuff like that to make it easier. But if we go back to Visual Studio Code and look inside images, we can see that they are indeed there. So that's kind of cool. So I'm going to choose these 5 images and upload these files so that I know they're online right away. And now I'm going to come back here to the index and I'm going to insert some images. So the first one I'm going to insert is inside the header. I can go image and then hit tab. And then I want to put, I guess, images and then HTML demo. I'll put this one here. No, I'm going to put the other one. Oh, whatever. Right, so that's this one. And I'm going to click save. And then if we go and look at that page, if I click save, and go and look at that page, right, then it's there, but obviously it's way too big, right? So we'll figure that out in a second. And then we've got this, and then normally I didn't talk about putting a gallery here, but I did talk about, or at least I have an image of gallery here and then gallery here. So let's go ahead and build that gallery. So I'm going to go create another section. I'm going to give it an ID of gallery. And in there, I'm going to add all 5 figures. So figure times 5. And inside each of those, I'm adding an image plus a fig caption. And I just copied and pasted my markup to so that you guys can copy and paste it later if you want to be able to do the same thing. And then in the images source, just option clicking again, or I could do Control D or Control Shift I, or to get a couple other ways of doing it as well. And I'm going to start typing in images, and then I'm going to click on the first one, and then type images, and then I'm going to go this one, getting rid of the slash and then putting the next one. So 2, getting rid of the slash, and then 3, and then getting rid of the slash, and then 98, and getting rid of the slash, and 99. Okay. So if we go back to the page now and take a look, we're going to have a whole bunch of really, really big images. So Command Shift R to refresh. And we can see we've got, right, all of these images that are too big for the page. So how do we deal with that? Well, the first thing we can do is we want to add some CSS. Right, so if HTML has our content, CSS has the styles that we want to apply or the way we want it to look. So I'm going to create, or I've already created, as you can see, a CSS page here. And then inside actually, let me just delete these and we'll take a look again. Move to trash. Okay, so I'm going to create a new folder called CSS, where I can keep all my CSS files for ET1. And inside here, I'm going to create a new file called et1.css. So the first style we're going to create is based on an image style selector, so IMG. And then, so that's going to select all of the so that's going to select all of the images on the page, right? So every time it sees an image element, it's going to select all of those. And then we open up some curly braces. So everything in here are going to be the styles that apply to this selector, that apply to the image. And we want to set the width to be 100%. So now we've got this. If we go back to the index, we actually have to link our style sheet to our index. So to do that, I'm going to come into here and I'm going to add a link tag, and I can click on CSS, although it is the default. And then I'm going to put I'm going to put CSS and then hit ET1 CSS or hit enter and save. And now if we come back here, we should see that the images are still big, but if we're in a smaller device, like a phone, or if we're on a smaller or more narrow device, you can see at least they are transforming, and so they just fill up the screen. They don't fill up more than the screen. Okay. So that's a good start. Because this video is getting a little bit longer, what I plan to do is in the next video, I'll show you how to create a gallery. Or maybe I've got a gallery one already somewhere that I can share with you. I hope this helps.